Fuerteventura 2019, the third stop on the PWA World Tour. Coming into this event, Mortefon took home the first victory in Marignan in France, and the second victory went to Matteo Iachino. But leading the world ranking was Antoine Albeau. The forecast was epic. We were set up for an amazing week of racing. We have just finished 9 eliminations. And I'm going to count you down the top 10 riders. Ross Williams, yes, this man has been so consistent over the years. In the last 4 years, he's been 3 times on the podium, but not in 2019. He kicked off well, but his week kind of petered out towards the end and things just weren't going his way. But he still looks in really good form.
We got tonight to make us stand, and we got tonight.
Alex Kuzon, yes, the Frenchman. Now, many people wouldn't have picked him for a top 10 place here. He was a little bit up and down the week, but had some amazing performances. He's not the biggest out there, but he showed really good starts, always coming down from that boat end. Some great jiving and some amazing comeback. Really good to see Alex in the top 10. Next up, in 8th place, Finian Maynard. Yes, the big dog is still there. He's got his own brand now, FMX Racing, and he looked in really good form. He probably wins the battle of race to the first mark, because so many times Finian Maynard is first round the first mark. Finian Maynard with the best start. He was killing it. I mean, Finian won't mind me saying this, he's getting on a bit, but he's not so nimble around the jibe marks, but the boy has still got the speeds. Knocked in a win in the losers final in the last elimination, and that scraped him ahead of Alexander Kuzon.
And we got tonight to last forever, and come and take my hand.
7th place, Jordy Vonk. Yes, he came into this competition in joint first place for the overall competition. He has really stepped up the level. I think he was 4th here last year, and a real breakout event. High hopes for this event, but as he came in about a month ago, picked up some illness, he's lost a lot of weight, and he was a bit worried. He's walking away with a 7th place, and I speak to him earlier, he was happy with that. He said he really thought he was going to be further down, but he just managed to squeeze into 7th, and he said he will take that all day long. Sixth place, Maciek Rutkowski. Yes, he's finally done it. The Polak has come through with the goods. His best result on the PWA Tour to date. And I tell you what, he has not been lucky this week. Things were going against him. He had his mass blowout on the last reach. People just dropping in front of him. Just watching from the live stream, you're thinking it's just not going to be his week. But he persevered. He pushed through. And a really good performance from Maciek Rutkowski. I think the way he was sailing probably deserved to be a bit higher in the rankings. And Finian Maynard will be happy because, yes, he's on the FMX Racing board. So, Findog, 2 in the top 10. Happy chappy, doubly happy I should say. Next up, 5th place, Cedric Bordes. Yes, Mr. Consistent. He always does well here in Sotavento. It's experience that counts, and that's what this man has got. He's always there or thereabouts, and he was having some real good battles for those top 5 positions. A couple of blots on the scorecard, but the 2 discards sorted them out, and Cedric Bordes, I think, will be happy to walk away in 5th place.
But sometimes it makes me wonder. Sometimes I want to see. Sometimes it hits like thunder.
Next up in 4th, Julien Quentel. Yeah, he just managed to stay ahead of Cedric Bordes. It was basically going in a couple of points into that final. If Cedric could have beaten by a couple, Cedric would have got him. But Julien held on to stay in 4th place. And I tell you what, he dodged a few bullets this week, Julien Quentel. Don't get me wrong, he raced super well, had some amazing comebacks, but he had a couple of gifts on the last day with people dropping in on the last mark and him just scullering through in 4th place. So impressive performance from Julien Quentel, and not forgetting the only man outside the top 3 to win an elimination. He kicked off here in Sotavento with a win on his 5-0. Yes, it was windy.
Sometimes it makes me wonder. Sometimes I wanna see, and sometimes it hits like thunder. But today I just wanna leave.
And now we get to the big 3. Nobody was getting in between these guys. They have raced so well all week. It has been amazing to watch. Sometimes I felt like not commentating. It was that exciting. How did they finish up? Well, in 3rd place, Matteo Iachino. Yes, he dropped to 3rd in the end, but don't let the results put you off, because he was fighting for that title until the very last race. If he'd have won the last race and Albeau had been 3rd, he would have won this event overall. That's how close it was. And not forgetting that amazing race in the middle with him and Antoine going toe to toe. They were miles ahead of the rest and they were just playing cat and mouse. It looked like Matteo was going to get it halfway down that reach. He was just edging forward, and then the big crash. Albeau won it, and that really was the turning point. If Iachino had settled for 2nd place in that race, today might have been a whole different story. But he didn't. This guy's a champ. He wanted the win and he pushed hard for it. Unfortunately, it didn't come off, and he's going home from Sotavento with a 3rd. Second place, Pierre Mortefon. Yes, he won that first event in Maynard, and I think that's given him the confidence. He is fired up this year. There's a lot of times where he could have settled for 2nd or 3rd, and he was pushing Antoine, Albeau, Matteo, Iachino all the way, never giving up, jibing, just darting inside on the last mark. I think the big race for him was this morning. This is the last day, remember, and he dove inside Antoine Albeau on the last mark. If he could have held him off on the last reach, Mortefon would have been in with a shout into the last race. In the end, it was Albeau that just pipped him, and that put Mortefon only in the battle for 2nd. But he won that battle, and he will go home from Sotavento with a 2nd. He's already got a 1st in Maynard, a discard coming after the last event. It's going to be very interesting for the world title race.
It's amazing to finish an event like this when after 10 races you don't know who's gonna win, and I think it's great for the sport. This kind of event is crazy because we push and we show that the slalom is just amazing.
Then we move on to Antoine Albeau. In the last 13 years, he's won 12 times. Well, he's now won 13. Yes, the only person to ever beat him here is Finian Maynard. But this year, he is again the champion. Can anyone beat him here? He started off the week kind of on a slow burner, and then he picked up the pace towards the end. He got back-to-back bullets, and that seemed to lay the way, and he just looked unstoppable on the last day. And bearing in mind, the top 2 going into this last day were never outside the top 3 positions. Albeau never dropped outside the top 3 all week. Just so consistent, so fast, and just never makes a mistake. Impressive performance from the current World Tour leader.
was a lot of pressure. Actually, I really wanted to win this event because now it's many years that I win. So this means that I will have to come back next year to defend that. But like I say, I really like the place. For me, it's you know, to race with the 7.0, 6.456 it's just amazing because we are not fighting with the big sails like the 9.0s and stuff. So me, I really like this place, and I think it was a big success because we did 9 slalom, and every slalom the ranking changed between the three of us. This is what we can expect more. You know, it was I think we had two big slalom with big battle, one time with me and Matteo, one time with Pierre as well. It's true that if you look back, everybody tell me, no, it's too easy for you. But now every event is a big battle, and it's never done before the event. You know, you have to be really concentrated. I did all the final. This I'm super happy. My worst result is a place of 3rd, but I still think that I know that I make little mistakes. You know, but what is a mistake when you finish 3rd? You know, but it's every point is counting, and you see until the last day, the last race again.
Well done, man. Good job.
Okay.
Yes, it sounds ominous already. Albeau is again at the top of the tree. A discard kicks in when we go into the next event in Denmark, and that could change things around because what we've got at the moment when we put the discard in is a 1st and a 2nd for Mortefon, a 1st and a 3rd for Matteo, and a 1st and a 2nd for Albeau. So it really depends how those top 3 finish in Denmark to how we'll go into the last event. It is poised for an exciting year on the slalom course. Join us in Denmark to see how it plays out. 2 events left. It could go either way.